We'll go ahead and call this regular scheduled Board of Education meeting to order. Approval of the agenda. Anybody that has anything to add or? Oh, go on. So. No, this is just a. Move to approve the agenda as presented. Second. Pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Communications, I'm sure you guys see all your district kickoff and ASB convention November. About August, if you want to go to that. Thank you for HDK and Apples for being here tonight. We learned a lot from you.
Has everyone met Erica? Just, we have new faith, just Erica Balmas, our new special education director.
Seat's not very hot right now, is it?
Go easy on me.
We don't have any for anybody for citizens open forum. The Senate agenda. Any questions there?
Yeah, I got one with President. On, he's concerned with the bill list. And it's on page 18 of 35 on the bill list. I noticed here that there was one for CAR, Kansas Association of Rural Educators, annual membership for $500. And I'm just curious to see on what all that entails. I mean, is it magazines, are there training procedures or anything?
Kansas Rural School District organization that meets to advocate for public education in rural areas.
So even, I mean, they do this anyway, even without, districts that are being members, I assume.
Well, sure, and it's a partnership with Kansas State University, and it's just advocacy for public education. So.
All right, thanks for the time.
I wish I could tell you the exact acronym, but I can't remember.
I will tell you that membership,
There you go.
that membership is what gave us close to 100 Chromebooks and 50 PC laptops that we're going to use in our CAD labs. It has also brought partnerships with a lot of our student teachers that would have previously maybe been placed in Manhattan. They instead placed them here and kind of advocate on our behalf. So I would, that technology with all of that we received this year that we didn't have to purchase was part of being on that rural partnership. It wasn't offered to districts that weren't, you had to be a part of that partnership in order to get use. So.
All right, thank you for explaining.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Look at August weekly. Would you just read that?
Sure. In the email they sent to renew our membership, the benefits listed are weekly legislative updates during session, rural school advocacy in Topeka year-round, access to NREA newsletters, podcasts, and conferences, grant opportunities via K-State's REC, annual fall meeting, future PD, and networking opportunities. What they list as their benefits.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Thanks. Favor? Opposed? Board reports, all the board comments, everybody has?
I'm gonna shout out to the board office for the behind the scenes things that's our year end and year start, and then all of the even the HR things you have to do to get our new teachers rolling. We don't usually give them out attention that they deserve. I'm sure couldn't do this without them.
I'll echo that. They do a great job in the office and work really, really hard this time of year. So, long now.
Anybody else? Go on, break.
Jacqueline, are you hitting on the staff communications with your parent square?
Sure thing.
Or do you want me?
We can, it doesn't matter.
Take a look, you'll kind of see, it'll all tie in, make sense when Jacqueline finishes later today, but there's a link so you can see what some initial communication will be going out. Tiger House isn't, don't have a bid for the Tiger House yet, so we'll let it run another month. Sounds like the survey's in process on the sidewalk thing, and I will let you know when I hear on that. We did get this was an addition today, the valuation amounts for the 334 property. And so, I don't know if I reported quite correctly last month, but whatever funds they have remaining at year end, they will distribute based on the percent of assessed valuation that each district absorbed. And so you can see that there. And then I didn't do a bond update this month in my report because we have HDK and Apples here to provide that update for you. You can take any questions.
Anybody have anything? So on the sidewalk, we'll probably approve that next one.
If Dusty, have you heard anything?
I have not, but yeah,
You would think so.
yeah, it's
Okay.
not done. I haven't not got a copy of it yet.
Good.
That's one. And- All right. Okay, move on to Erica.
I'll highlight a couple things and then open it up for questions. So it has been a great transition, at least from my perspective. The USD 379 district office has been very welcoming, already provided some really clear training and expectations on things, which is very much appreciated. And then Anita left things in great shape. So I very much also appreciate that. So it's been a really warm welcome. I truly appreciate that. We do have one paraeducator position open at Riley County High School, so we're advertising for that. And then we also have an SLP para position. It's not listed in the report because I found out about it kind of in a roundabout way, but we did in fact receive a resignation. So that will come through, and then we will also be looking for an SLP para to help support our speech language pathologist at Lincoln. And then other than that, we're just preparing for upcoming back to school trainings for our licensed staff and paraeducators. So I'll take any questions that we have. I'll also try to not have such a long board report in the future, but I wanted to start with hitting on a few things that I thought you might want to know.
It's a good report.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you very much for the detail on the report. It's very, very good. Appreciate it. Questions on the chat report?
And Brett, I think I'll wait on Parent Square till down on the communications one. Is that okay? All right, so I gave you guys some August dates in here. And it says online enrollment is open. It's actually Wednesday, that we will be opening our online enrollment. And I wanted you to see how we worded the electronic device question. So there's a copy of that in front of you guys. So that will open up on Wednesday. I also put in my report our chronic absentee data, because that turned into the state, and I went ahead and added a column so you could see how we compared to the state average as well. That is, when we look at all of our grades, we had 8% compared to the state average of 17%. So that is hard work from each building team that Lisa Lass works with the principals and other staff members, so. On my E-rate section, you guys have already approved our E-rate and what we're gonna do for this year. We do not anticipate problems with E-rate, but it is just a little slower getting approved this year. And just a reminder, E-rate is federal money that is used to support rural schools and rural public libraries. So their infrastructure can be just as good in rural America as it is in this, as it can be in the city. Our access points are one of our items, and I think moving forward, when I have you guys approve, I will have you approve, knowing that even if we don't get the E-rate, we still need to do the work. We're running on a time crunch. I've been holding off Mark and Chris from pursuing it, but we're going to run into having to pay a $10,000 lease to NCS if we don't go ahead with the project. The worst case scenario, if E-rate would not go through, which again, even our rep from Smoky Hill does not anticipate that happening. She just believes they're delayed. The worst case scenario is we would pay for the full amount, and that would just affect devices at the end of the year. And that is okay. We need the infrastructure, we need those access points to work. That's part of our daily operations, whether it be our HVAC, our business operations, just everything that we do. It's not just about not just the student piece, but everything half how we operate. So I had put in here if I could have a motion just authorizing me to pursue the Next Tech proposal so we can avoid any other additional expenses. That would be appreciated. And then I reprinted this because it said the 12th last month and it is the 11th. So, and if there's any of you willing to be there, we greatly appreciate it. At least for the kickoff part at 8:30. So if you'd like to be there when they serve lunch, that starts at 11. So.
How many laptops did we sell to seniors?
53.
50%?
No, like 50, well, it's close. Yeah, pretty close. And anything not sold got sent off to recycling. And I hope by next month I'll have a amount for you guys on recycling.
Between selling and recycling.
Mhm. Yep. Yep.
Do we need to make a motion to approve? Go ahead.
Move forward with Next Tech proposal. Yeah.
Anybody have any questions before we do that? We just paid a $10,000 invoice to activate the next one, but we don't need to do it on one. Not gonna use.
Right. We won't need to do that.
Does I have to say?
Just a motion to authorize moving forward with the Next Tech proposal.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Very well worded.
Yeah, thank
Nice
you.
job,
Yeah, thanks, guys.
On your electronic absentees, I'm sure you don't know this answer. But like 11th grade, 8th grade, and 10th grade, why are they so much higher? than-
Well, I don't know that.
Students.
Oh, okay.
Um. A year ago it was, I'd be curious to track them like year to year. Cause a year ago, I think it was the senior class that had one of the higher ones. And that's not true this time. I'm really, that kindergarten one. I hope that doesn't hold true as they get older, cause that's not a good pattern to start, to be quite honest. So that's pretty early.
They have a pretty bad illness that went through the kindergarten
That's what I
class,
was
like
gonna
just
say, a lot
plowed
of
through
the-
them all.
Yeah,
so
When
that
I've
can-
analyzed the data in the past, like if you have a bad bug go through, it can really impact the number of days missed if it's one of those where the kids are missing 7, 8, 9 days. That would be my guess.
is that, I don't know if it's too late to change this or not, but on this electronic device survey,
Mm-hmm.
I do think on that last part, we need to add that's in accordance with USD 379 policy and state law.
Well, I can't change that, but what I can do,
Or
Tracy,
somewhere.
so do you see the website it references at the top? That's gonna open on Wednesday too.
Okay.
And there'll be a copy of House Bill 2299 on there,
Good.
as well as all of our handbook policies and information. That's where all that's gonna go.
Because the surrounding districts have done a good job of putting stuff out on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
that it's state law, and this is what we're doing to comply with state law.
Yeah.
So,
And
just something.
yeah, and Matt has worked on our side and we were just launching it all kind of with enrollment. So,
Okay.
yep, we can make sure we reiterate that.
Anything else for Jacqueline? Move on to classified handbook.
Wasn't anything too significant. It was just cleaning up some language that was either unnecessary or was already taken care of through policy or the statute. So I don't believe there was anything substantial.
I move to approve the 2026-2027 classified handbook as presented.
Second.
All those in favor? Revenue neutral rate?
Yeah, I won't read everything in my report, as I'm sure you guys all did your own reports. A lot of it's combing through that and reading it. It's supposed to be funny. So-
Sleep last night?
So, as you know, we have to do this before the adoption of our budget because of the state law that requires us to publish at a certain time frame. And, we have to have this information to our county clerk, before our next board meeting. And so while the rest of the budget isn't built line by line, the tax rates have to be set. And so, when we, as you know, a big factor this year was taking on the 334 property, it added a $2 million or just north of $2 million in assessed valuation. And so, that's new value, our assessed valuation went up quite a bit, but it's not necessarily, doesn't mean that our current taxpayers are being assessed more. We just brought on more property, so it increases our valuation. And there was another big thing that happened in our county. A larger entity came back on the tax roll that had been off for 10 years. And so again, the valuation does look like it did go up, but it wasn't necessarily that big increase wasn't spread out across all our taxpayers. There was a couple of little things that happened that are specifically taxing those entities, not necessarily everybody. And so the one nuance that I think you all know, when assessed valuation goes up, state aid isn't calculated until the following year. And so assessed valuation went up, the value of a mill went up, our assessed valuation per pupil went up, and our aid stayed relatively flat because last year's valuation was flat. And so next year is when our state aid will go down.
So it benefit us for 1 year to raise the mill levy and the capital outlay.
My philosophy is preventing yo-yoing. People don't like that. It's hard to understand. And so in this particular proposal, if you did go up by 1 in capital, it still brings the overall levy down from last year by a $0.5 million. And then next year, when state aid drops like we anticipate it will,
Take it back off.
we can take it back off and just try to keep a really flat levy to where we're not bouncing by 1 or 2 mills every year. I did print you an option here just so you kind of can understand. I would be very hesitant to mess with the bond fund at all because our bond council's vetted that. We know what that schedule is. We told our taxpayers it'd be 6.8. It's at 6.8. And so LOB is already at 33%. So really the only wiggle room would be in capital outlay. And I kind of showed you a sheet, but again, in any of these options, the overall mill levy is down. So we're reducing the overall mill levy. It's that revenue piece, as you guys know. that will be impacted next year with the state aid. And so you can kind of see what a 6 or a 6.5 or a 7 mill levy would do in capital outlay. But with the example that I'll give, we learned from the past, right? Remember when the pipeline came back on the tax roll? And I remember sitting at the table going, we were building this R&R and it was like, we were looking at like a 46 mil or 46.5, and we've been at 49, 50, somewhere in there. And it's like, what is going on? And so that year, we reduced that levy down to, it might even have been south of 46, I can't remember. But remember the next year, it was really hard because the next year we had to bounce right back up the value of those 2 or 3 mills, and our taxpayers did not remember that the levy was just back to where it was the year before. And so one potential strategy would be to, again, reduce the levy, go to 7 in capital, and then fully knowing that it would be very likely that next year they would have to take it off.
I don't know if we can generate another 155,000 from 1 year. It'd be, yeah, good with all the projects that we were throwing at you. So from my standpoint is, I'm just not for taking extra money if we don't need it. I think that 1 year break. You look at farmers, fertilizer, everything is higher. Fuel for everybody to get around. If we can give a 1 year break and do a good job communicating it, I would much rather give our taxpayers a 1 year break and rather than collect extra money. I mean, what we had at the end of this year for transfers and paying off things that carry over in the telec, and I mean, we're healthy. And I appreciate the work that Brett's done to get us in that position, all that, but I'm not a big fan of collecting extra tax dollars just so we don't have to, well, if we put it back on there next year, people are gonna get mad. I think that the majority of them that understand it would appreciate a little bit of a break this year. So that's mine.
Well, in the meantime, I believe that would give us some wiggle room to look on possible budget reductions. What else can we do? I just feel that there's times we can do better. I really do. I don't care if it's $250. I don't care if it's 50,000. I mean, we got a multi-million-dollar budget compared to, let's say, a $2,000 annual cemetery that has to deal with either reducing R&R, staying neutral, or having exceeded. I mean, there's no comparisons either between anything like that, even though both of them are required to do R&R. So to me, I think that we can do better. That's in budget reduction. That will add up over time to be able to offset future costs.
You're going middle.
Either way, it's less than what we need.
Right.
I mean, if you do 7 or if you do 6 or if you do 6.5, it's still less than what we had. Either anything. But I don't need time to, but by the next meeting, if you could have, I know there's the mill levies, but you know, the dollar tax amount of dollars we've collected the last 3 years. I know there's one time there in the board meeting, we went down the 1 year we actually collected.
Yeah, so it's on that cover
Is it on
sheet.
there?
Yeah, from the front page. Those total dollars levies and total levy,
Oh, it's on that.
and as a percent change on it too.
So the motion doesn't have us fixing the levy. That just kind of us discussing it and.
So that chart that's in there, that's what you approve. And that's what gets published in the paper.
So even at 6 mills, we're collecting a little bit more, I mean, it's $6,000. But basically be neutral on what we're collecting at that. It drops a mill living, it's 0.5. And 6.5 drops a little over a mill.
So it might be a dumb question, but that extra 155,000, would that offset the loss of the grant for our after-school program, or is that not something that could be carried over to that?
Problem is, it's in capital outlay, so we couldn't use it for that, but that's a good idea. I wish we could.
You could transfer it to contingency reserve and then you can use
Oh,
It makes, it can make some general money.
You could reallocate.
it, reallocate and some stuff, but there's a way to do it.
Very good.
well, keeping the mill levy equal gives us another year of that school program.
We've
That'd be
been 7
cute.
mills, will be a half. Lord.
Any option there, we're gonna be less than what we were this year.
Isn't sitting in some-
Well, I move to get final approval to proceed with the 2026 budget and authorize district staff to submit estimated tax rates to the county clerk as presented.
What?
That's our action.
I didn't hear the last part of that.
It's as presented, as,
So it's a chart that's on page 6. That shows the revenue
I
neutral,
think page 3.
shows the revenue neutral and all the funds. Is that what we're approving?
yeah,
Where it shows 7 mills in the capital,
yeah.
yeah, 7 mills in the capital outlay. Is that what we're approving?
Page 6, yeah.
Is that
Page 6,
That is my intention.
page 6? I'll second it.
All those in
And
favor?
can I,
Sorry.
there's, on that notice, I'm sorry, August, but there's not a time for the hearing. Everybody will meet on the 10th day of August, 2026 at blank at 8:07 Dexter. So probably need,
Oh, so we have to approve
At
the
time.
revenue neutral hearing, right?
yeah, I mean,
That was what I
publication
had.
of that is the, yes, approval of the hearing. So we want,
I think last year we started at 6, it started the regular meeting after.
So put the time in the motion. That's fine.
in this notification.
Sure.
Yeah, publication.
I forgot one important piece. I'm just reading back through my report, but sorry.
You're fine.
But we need to make. The Cloud County clerk has contacted us and said regardless of what we do with R&R, that we do need to vote to exceed because it is a rough estimate on the valuation of the property, and they're still waiting on the state utility, basically the railroad that runs through there. And that's not been valued yet. And if it gets valued radically differently than they think it is, then, and we don't vote to exceed, we won't be able to utilize.
So will
That valuation.
that motion will be after the revenue neutral hearing, right?
So as long as you vote to exceed, which you are, as presented, if it passes, then you're covered because you voted to exceed. And should they actually say exceed now that I'm processing through this or not? I don't think we have in the past, but.
No, this is exceeding the revenue neutral rate, so
Right.
when you vote to approve this, I think that's a vote to.
Okay, I was just having second thoughts in my mind there, so.
So you got a motion, so.
All right, does anybody have any questions before we vote?
You're voting to exceed. That's
The
what,
difference is the mill and the bond in the capital outlay.
Either way will be exceeding. Either way, we're gonna have to because of what we're acquiring with the district distribution. But I have presented the motion to have it at 7 mills. So,
I agree with the, to exceed, just because we should claim as much tax money from Cloud County that we can. To not exceed, and then all of a sudden we leave money on the table from Cloud County, that's not fair to Clay County tax.
Where would that money go?
So,
Well, it's figured in to calculate the value of the mill. And so
Well, it's
if,
gonna go on the assessed valuation, and then it may change to 155 to 145 or 175.
Right.
Because it's all going on the assessed valuation, and that's what the mill levy's based on. So if
That
that,
would be unfair to the taxpayers of Clay County.
right, but I'm saying if that property was what, 2.2 million on this thing tonight, it comes out to 2.8 million, that 155 is going up.
No, no, that's it.
And we should take full advantage of that if we're gonna take on that kind of amount from that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'll
so
agree
if we
with
vote to exceed tonight, then we should be covered regardless of what that is.
that. Right. I just don't agree with the 7 mills, but I agree with the exceed that, yeah. The neutral.
So you wanna separate the two?
well, you
Well,
gotta exceed
you gotta-
either way.
Gotta exceed either way.
Right,
so-
but
Right, you got.
the motion was to exceed.
I just want people, when they watch
Vote
this,
this motion, and if it doesn't pass, someone else could present an alternate motion.
it's hard for me to justify raising the mill, as I said, and we don't need the extra money. We
Well, I'm
have,
not so sure.
we
how
have
we're gonna
less
pay for all the
students.
projects that we're gonna try to.
we have less students in the district, 100 less than what we have had. And so that's just me. I think that's hard to justify that with
A lot
the
of these
increase in
projects are like
evaluation.
10
So
I haven't seen a 10-year plan yet. I've seen a bond,
We're doing
and
that's fine.
additional project plans, but I haven't seen a 10-year plan.
I'm less concerned about the cost of these projects and more concerned about the cost of electricity and fueling our buses and keeping our vehicles running and all the expenses that we talked about that are.
we transferred $1.2 million at the end of the year. There's a $500,000 carryover in Telex. We're in great financial shape. I just don't, again, my opinion is we don't need to increase what we're collecting off the mill levies for a year, and I think people would respect that.
So my suggestion is that we vote on the motion, and if it doesn't passes, then somebody else can make an alternate motion. So,
But understand, regardless if it goes to 7 mills, we're still have a lower mill levy than we have, right?
But dollar wise, we hide behind mill levies. But dollar wise,
so dollar wise, it would be an extra $155,000 divided amongst all of the people that live in our county.
so. Tell farmers, it doesn't work that way.
Okay, all those in favor? All those opposed?
Okay, so now one of you guys needs to make a new motion.
Can't stay as presented.
Say a revenue neutral rate with a X bill levy and capital outlay.
So now you're gonna break it out, do a motion to increase, to exceed revenue neutral rate. Vote on
Or
that.
they could just choose, adopt a revenue neutral rate with X capital outlay bill levy.
Yeah. Approve this, amend it to 6.5.
I move to give the final approval to pursue the 2026 budget for the 6 mil capital outlay. Authorize the district staff to submit estimated tax rates to the county clerk. Okay,
Second,
all those in favor? Opposed?
Where were you at?
You were at Midfield.
You said 6 and I said 7, so maybe we should try 6.5.
I move that we present the budget and exceed revenue neutral rate and fill in the blanks later.
We do that.
No, you gotta have this approved tonight and go to the.
Yeah. Well, that's what we just voted no on was what we have right now.
Okay, so let's try it. I move to give final approval to what's presented here, with the mill levy set at 6.5
Yeah, wow.
in capital outlay.
All those in favor?
We gotta have it like that.
Sorry. All those in favor? Opposed?
How about that?
Thanks, August.
On the 2026-27 school year appointments. Questions on those? Nine point three.
Need to, item 11B, need to remove the person that's on the resignation.
I move to approve the 2026-2027 school year appointment with removal of the resignation on item 11B, and resolution 7/13/26.
Second.
All those in favor? A board member district boundaries.
Yeah, we presented this to you guys a few months ago and said that we would kind of let it marinate a little bit and then come back and revisit it. And so, just as a reminder, our existing board boundaries are outside of the statutory 5%. We also added the new property. So that property needs to be added to the boards so that everybody that lives there is represented. August is my wing woman here. She's been helping me with this, and so option 2 leaves all board members in their current districts, and the percentages are well within the 5%. There's only about 1% difference. You know, the difference between that one and the first one was there's just a little bit more continuity and property in each other, but it doesn't substantially change very much. What have we missing?
Those of you who've been on the board for a while, is there a reason why we don't just do 7 at large? District wide, why we have the specific boards? There's no-
With the different communities, I think we need people representing them.
Yeah, probably back when they were established, we had Green, Morganville, Wallingford, all had schools in them, so it was set up for representation from those outlines, so we must have reason. You know, I think we need to do option 2 and just keep it the same. I mean, I move we approve option 2 as presented.
Second.
All those in favor?
But you need to go back up to the gap waiver that we skipped over to.
Oh, thank you, Brandon.
Well, I think that was.
That was
That was-
part
It
of
was
the
part of
thing.
It was part of the other
It
deal?
was part of my.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, it was listed in the separate items, so, a resolution proving the gap waiver.
Yeah.
And with this map too, we, you know, I think our spend was about 10,000 to get access to the software and have the population and all that. And so I have not been able to find any clean electronic maps. A lot of them are hand drawn and color, and so this will give us the ability to have nicer work maps that we can also break down to the city boards and we can offer to the city so that they can have updated electronic maps for their wards too. And so I'll reach out to them and let them know if they want to make any changes, but there's no need for, my opinion would be to share it, so.
Yeah, thank you very much to yourself, Brett, and the others that has worked through this process on the boundaries. I know it's been quite an ongoing monthly issue, and we got to come to finalized result. And when it came to that, and I thought, no problem. It's regulations and don't,
The thing I learned was, well, thank you for that, and August was the driver, was the one that remembered how to move everything around, so. But, what I learned was. This doesn't happen very often, the changing or the disorganization of a school district, and so the biggest challenge was, and not a dig on anyone, but KSDE. Us, the legislator, the state attorney, no one really quite knew. The steps and how it was learning as you go, but it was a learning process too. I think the state took some things away from it too, so. It'll be good.
On the HVAC lease payoff.
So this is just. Seeking formal approval to pay off the HVAC lease as we discussed last month, I think. This, we did get the official payoff from the bank and it's good until July 15th. And so that's something you guys still want to do. You would approve it and then Andrew would check probably this week.
I mean, we can finally approve to pay off the Union State Bank HVAC lease early and authorize the payment of another $837,195.90.
Second.
Favor? Our policy, please.
Down at the bottom. There was some. New ones. Added, they say new next to them, an asterisk. Those, thanks to Jacqueline for helping find those, but that was, we had some old leftover policies that still allowed for some different social media things, on some handbook language. So we needed to make sure those were taken out, just a little extra cleanup that we found. To align with the new stuff.
On JCBC, there's two places you have to decide between may and shall. And may and shall not. On the red line document. JCBC, it's page 65 of that, all in one document. Well, page 66 is where the options are.
That one's. $66.
Yes.
All right, which one?
Under use
Hey,
during
say it again.
sponsored activities
Yeah.
before and after the school day.
JB, what?
That top document, all in one red line.
That
Page
one?
66, yes.
So basically, do we want to allow them to use their personal devices after the school day, like on an activity trip or going to athletics or that kind of thing? And so you would need to say shall not or may, if you want them to have the ability. It's right now it's bell to bell, but if we want them to be able to use it, I would assume we would to say may outside of the school day. And then the second may shall is related to lost it all.
Violations.
Violations of this policy may result in disciplinary action or shall in accordance with the district student code of conduct. I would assume you'd want to say shall.
So this is, what is it? So this involves also like the bag the device goes in, was that part of this, or? We're gonna talk about that.
So this is just saying if a student violates our electronic use policy, we either may discipline them or shall.
That's shall. Okay.
And that's kind of how you have already approved the handbooks.
Yep.
Cause it has first, second, third offense.
Okay.
You know, may on the first one.
Yeah. Here. Once it's bell and bells.
Yes. Can you imagine trying to take care of kids at a track meet to make sure they don't have a cell phone?
See, that's not what this says, though. This says before and after the regular school day.
Well, the students may use devices during school-sponsored activities, programs, or events occurring before and after.
After the
regular
regular, so
school
it's
day.
either before 8:10 or after 3:15. Or whatever the school day is.
And
So
right
if they
now,
leave at a track meet at 10 o'clock in the morning, they're not supposed to have it until 3:15 in the afternoon.
Track meets at 10 o'clock in the morning anymore.
Oh,
Riley County,
Wakefield's gone to a couple at 10 o'clock in the morning, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, so it's before or after, so it's 8 o'clock to 3:30 regardless.
well, it says during school sponsored activity, programs or events or.
Before or after the school day.
This group or procedure. Event specific, subject to district approved procedures, event specific rules and staff direction. So I think that leaves the autonomy.
Okay, but I'm just saying, if they leave at 1 o'clock for something, unless the sponsor, or whoever's on the bus says you can have them.
And our other policy says bell to bell, right? That's the.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
to specify which bell.
Is that an issue? As opposed to saying. When they're dismissed from the ordinance and their activity or school function.
I think it does.
Or again, it's not they usually dismissed from school. Their extracurricular.
It does say up above there in school day. School day is a time from the start of school until dismissal at the end of the day on the school premises,
Cause that's what was in the statute.
Yeah.
including but not limited to the time in any classroom structured or unstructured learning setting. The term school day excludes any time associated with the student's travel to or from a learning experience that is not located on the school premises, including post-secondary education course, or technical course,
In the
work-based program rather. So, I mean, I think athletic event, I mean, we talk about being part of
The handbook
anytime you're leaving.
language says if students are leaving for an extracurricular activity before the end of the school day, their device will be made available to them.
Make that motion.
So then we probably should put that language in that policy, if that's what it's saying. Because that's not what the policy is gonna say if we say it like this.
I think it does though, just because of the way it defines school day. It's on premises.
Some higher up, it defines it as once released.
Good.
I move to approve the policy updates as presented with the wording on. I'm gonna say as we discussed. With the wording on JCDC that they shall have access. And
Discipline shall happen.
Shall be
This-
this.
and shall happen.
Second. All those in favor? Information, social media.
Okay. Both try to do this, so. The House Bill 2299, it actually has two parts to it. You guys, we focused a lot on the cell phone side. But there's also the social media platform side and communication with both students and parents. Over this last week, I've been working on installing Parent Square, and Matt and I went through our training last week. Lots of positives. It's live. I think I'm gonna try to use it this week when we launch our snap codes. But once that's done, I would like to show you guys more of a demo. One thing that's really nice about Parent Square is it syncs with Power School. And our students and our families, so even if I would start a group, let's say I am the golf coach and I pick my 10 kids that are out for golf. anything I send to that kid on my team, it'll automatically tag the parents associated with that kid. Parents technically don't have to sign up for the app. They're gonna get the notifications whether they sign up for it or not. If you sign up for it, you can control whether you get things instantly, turn things off, or you do a digest where you only get it like once a day. If it's an alert, so canceling school, maybe we're taking shelter at 3:30, so we're going to keep our kids for another 30 minutes. Nobody can override that. Those will automatically go through, and those can only be sent by 3 people in our district. If you do set up an account, when you log in, like on a computer or on a device, the posting section looks very much like a social media platform. So anything connected to your kids will be right there on that post. You can comment all you want. The only person that will see it is the person who posted it. So that is nice. Trying to think, what other questions do you have about?
If there's ever a questionable situation, the administrator can go and view all communication between all parties at any time that they so choose.
Mhm.
I think, which will help protect staff members, and reassure parents that, communication is the way it should be.
Well, it's still, we use that to like cancel school, snow. And
Matt and I
still
were
get a phone call, text message.
Matt and I were talking about that, and we're not sure which one we're gonna hope that doesn't happen for a while, so we can try this out and see what we like. It doesn't do the phone call side, so not sure which way we'll go. So
I think all your clubs, all of your sports, all of your classroom, everyone will communicate this tool. And it shouldn't change whether your students at Wakefield, Lincoln, Garfield Middle School, what grade they're in. It should
right.
be, I would hope. I was even thinking as a parent I'll have student in every building with 3 buildings next year, a child, 3 buildings. How nice it will be, because like I've used Parent Square, KSB's used it. Another organization I've uses it, and I go to my app and I can just click on whatever organization it is, or like I'll be able to click on each of my children's classrooms.
Yeah.
And see that.
Yeah.
One place, a one-stop shop, and I don't have to try to remember 3 different ways with 3 different teachers.
I've been piloting with the SAC staff, so I think I'm done bothering them. Tried a few things. So the other part on here is asking for your approval to approve our official social media sites. So the previous board policy stated, and it wasn't just ours, it was KSB's language, was that a staff member could get permission to have one. And what we're going to do is just try to channel these all through here. So my example would be a first grade teacher takes their kids on a field trip. They used to have a Facebook site. It was a private one. And they would share the photos from the field trip with the parents. Now they would just on Parent Square send those out that way. It's private. It's only to those families. And then they pick 1 or 2 good ones that they submit to have put on the school's website. Same thing with if we're at a sporting event or a music program or something like that, the teacher or coach definitely share all you want in Parent Square, anything you want out. Channel it through whoever. There's 2 to 3 people per building that can post, and or they can send it to Matt and he can get it out there. But what this does is just approve everything going through our school websites, and just also helps them stay monitored and in compliance with the 2299. So
part of your
Here-
kickoff will be
training.
getting staff up to date also.
Yeah, we've sent something out to them, but part of it is that training, and prior to the training, we're gonna bring in a few different coaches, so Rule 10s plus some teachers and that are pretty active already and try to train them and work through that.
And
Parents
parents are going to every building.
Yeah, on the 12th and 13th, we're going to every building. So, but we're gonna do some others beforehand as well. So Parent Square initially was 7,200 because of the $1,200 startup fee, but it's about 6,000 a year after that. So. Oh, should say on our groups, in order for someone outside of Power School to be added, the person that is running the group has to manually add them. And so they could do that. A great example is, we as a school district have taken on Wilings, so we have a lot of community partners with Clay Counts they come and help sponsor and help those events. So our sponsor could add them on because they're not in Power School, we would manually add them, which gives us, again, that control of who's getting those communications. So.
And move to accept the communication and social media expectations as presented.
All those in favor? Bond planning.
There's a chair, and then if
Yeah.
you want to bring another one, I'll get out of the way. Just in my.
So I'll just kind of share where we've been a little bit, kind of where we're headed, and then let our partners take over, but big thank you to them. We spent a lot of time together on Friday afternoon. Here in the boardroom, working through quite a few things, and they put in a lot of time and effort and work, and so. As you know, we have the bond scope, and they have done some refining to that. It's in your packet for conversations. There's still some more things to go. And then they've also been working hard on those additional capital outlay lists that they've start refining costs to. And so without boring through a lot of detail, kind of their recommendation has been based on their estimates and kind of early pricing indications. Looks pretty favorable. Is that fair?
Mhm.
As it relates to the additional projects and the bond funding, knowing our overall budget. And so their recommendation is going to be to bid out all of those additional items, just right alongside the bond scope. And then once those bids are done, that's when we'll say we either have enough to fit in our other budget or we don't, and we might need to whittle away or do X, Y, and Z. And so I think it's a good plan. It's a good strategy. We're gonna have the design already for those additional projects. So say we're a little over in our capital outlay spend, we could kick out 2 or 3 and retain those designs or drawings and do them at a later date down the road. And I know somebody was talking about our 10-year plan. It's really hard to do a 10-year plan until we know of these, which ones we're doing or we're not doing. And so stay tuned on that. We'll keep working on that. But as soon as you guys make final decisions in September, October on what those additional ones will be, it should be very easy for us to then sketch out the rest of the 10-year. But until we make those decisions, it's pretty difficult to do. So that was 100,000-foot view, and they're probably getting down to a 10,000 maybe.
So just a couple of updates from the last board meeting. So on June 19th, we walked all the buildings again with H2K and their engineers. Started at Wakefield and then transitioned to here in town and wrapped up those site visits. The intent of that was one, to get our new pre-construction specialist, Daniel Dircher. I know you guys have met Chris Wonder previously. He went to a different opportunity with a local contractor closer to home. So I've worked with Daniel extensively on the Hayes bond over 3 years, and so I was very excited to get him as part of our team for this. But get him eyes on the projects and then look at some of that refinement on the capital outlay projects that you guys looked at the previous meeting. Do you want to provide an update from that site walk at all?
No, just doing those sidewalks help with getting more detail and that we can document that well to get them information. To include in their estimates, and we've been meeting regularly as well, just to make sure we're all on the same page on the scope. And including all the capital outlay items that were proposed.
Yep, and as Brett mentioned, we met this last Friday, had a pretty lengthy Friday afternoon meeting. But we've got some things in motion. One of the items coming up here, looks like July 24th, but it works for their calendars. Meeting with all the school principals and start talking about site logistics, what that looks like for the work that's gonna commence both over the school year and over the summer. So we don't want to plan for any of that heavy handed. We want that to be a very collaborative approach with them and make sure everything's gonna work, because obviously every building has different parameters and different personnel, so we want to include that. So that budget you see in front of you, we've broken that out into two different columns. What project or what scope was supposed to be included with the bond project, as well as what scope was supposed to be included on capital outlay. With the last board meeting, when we looked at just releasing that whole list of 20. I know previously we were talking, if we were to stop at, I think it was item 11. At that $2.2 million mark, that additional walk helped significantly look at what we can obtain. So ideally, as we get into construction documents, that design contingency item you see on that program budget, hopefully that can refine some of that pricing and we can get as much of that list of 20 as possible. From there, I'll open it up to any questions you guys might have.
Hey, Garfield, this is the ADA chairlift. Did you guys look into just from that heavy door and then remember that one room, it's all concrete?
I think that helps you for. So this chairlift is for going up.
Oh,
To the classroom.
okay,
Yep.
that makes more sense.
Yep.
Okay. And that's just the one going down here.
Mhm.
Yep, gotcha.
But how much money is in our capital outlay account?
Believe it's just over $2.2 million. What figure we were showing
You mean how much is in there right now?
for scope.
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Right back there, she'd be able to tell us. How much is in our capital outlay account?
Jeff, looking at me.
I mean, left $850,000.
Oh,
That's.
850,000, and we're gonna plan projects or
No, mine-
Minus
Oh, minus
what
800.
we paid out.
what's encumbered?
Well, it's
right
not
now there's
covered yet.
2.37.
So there's 1.5.
Yeah.
Roughly. And the bottom of this list is 2.7.
Right, and we're not locking in that 2.7 pricing today. It's
Well, I understand that, but I just was curious how we're coming up with $2.5 million.
That's also next year's capital outlay.
So from what I
Some of
understand,
those are gonna go into the bond. We're hoping, Jeff, that's why they're pricing all 20 up.
from what I understand, this is just saying that you guys are gonna go out and get bids on
Get
all these
prices,
things
right.
and then bring them back and.
They're gonna
Yes.
decide if we can use them, but if we don't do
I
it.
understand that. How
We
much,
don't have any
how much carpet are we
selection.
talking about replacing?
35,000 square feet.
The whole school?
What's left.
And we haven't replaced any carpet in that school at all.
Reason for the tile.
Kyle took the wax over to non-wax, but
The library's garbage, right? No.
that's right, so.
However,
Everybody. But again, we're not deciding on any of these tonight. Once they go to bid and come back, that's when you guys will say, okay, here's where all the bids came in. Here's what we can afford, here's what we can't, here's where our priorities are. And then you would give final approval to those projects based on the final budget.
What's in the furniture, fixtures and equipment under other cost?
That's gonna have everything that typically comes in with some of these updates to the bond. That's furniture, fixtures and equipment. So tables, chairs, any sort of IT, computers, tablets, that's just something that we hold with any bond project. Usually is a percentage, but again, it's up to the district to decide how to utilize those funds, if they wanted to go more towards the bond scope or towards other.
Well, it's in the bond deal at 190, plus then you have technology for another 95.
Yeah, so those are all soft costs that it's not in my plans and it's not in their bid. It's setting money aside for contingency for you to use in that way. It's just a common thing that you get into it and you redo. If we do
Is it,
the office at Garfield and it's like, we should really just redo the chair for redoing the desk, then you can buy a new chair or not. And
And those costs would not be included in our GMP, they're just looking at your total overall.
Yep.
program.
so is that lighting improvement, the LED lighting deal that we're gonna do? 347 that we already had a bid on?
I assume the fixtures at the restroom renovations are like the sinks and toilets.
yep,
Yeah. So that's where you could say we can put new stalls in, but we're not putting new toilets in. You can buy a lot of toilets for 122 grand. So.
You wanna kind of give an update on where you guys will be headed the next month or two and that way, cause there may not be a lot between now and the next meeting, but just so they kind of know where you're headed.
So our next design milestone will be 50% construction documents. I can give you a rundown of what we're looking at just for dates. We're still tracking for that September 14th out for bid, board approval at that board meeting. We're looking at the week of September 9th for the local contractor summit. There, before we send the project out to bid, we want to get, and Brett's done a great job getting us a list of some of these local guys, getting them here at a meeting, just discuss Navajos' process, getting them pre-qualified, what the bond scope and the capital outlay scope looks like, as well as answer any questions they may have, because, Navajos is a large company. We want to make sure that they've got all the front end work done. That way, when it comes to bid day and they're a low bidder, they can hit the ground moving with us. Looking at.
Chris, just
Yes.
pardon me, but August and I've been working on kind of a contact Excel sheet, but if you have somebody you want added or make sure they get invited, just email August with their name, their company and their phone number. If you want to make sure somebody's reached out to be at that, just shoot her an email and she'll add it.
Yeah, and it'll likely be me, but I'll contact them directly to make sure that they know when and where that is and answer any preliminary questions they may have. September 23rd or late September is when we're looking for documents out to bid. And then holding a bid day tentatively on October 22nd. And hopeful to have a GMP approval, numbers coming favorably on November 9th. At that board meeting. But otherwise, yeah, we'll be collaborating with HTK through Bluebeam Studio, doing a lot of constructability review through this process, not only on the plans and specs, but also that program budget as well. Just as we look at what we can obtain both in the bond and capital outlay scope and some of those higher figures. I know you've mentioned previously getting that refined to what's more realistic. Because again, like carpet and Lincoln, that's a very broad term. So if we accumulate the entirety of the square footage of the building, maybe through some more site investigation to look at what does need to be replaced in its entirety. As far as portion of the building, what I can probably say maybe be included part of that 10-year plan.
Is that questions for me? You got your work out for you?
Yeah. Appreciate the
Yeah. You guys.
Thank you. With you. Thanks.
Right, Dave?
Okay, we move on to student adult meal prices for 26-27. Pretty rare that no prices.
I move to approve the 2026-27 student and adult meal prices as presented.
Second. All those in favor? Payment of 26-27 fees.
That's the. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Is that right?
Yeah. That's the pouches, is that right?
Yeah.
And
It's not a yearly, it's one time, so if you lose it, then you pay it again. You can
So what do you do at the end of the year?
keep
Okay,
them.
so then if they don't have it for next year, they'll find out.
Well, I would hope we would hang on to them for them so they don't lose them.
So we would collect them at the end.
Mhm. That would be,
So then the next year they pay that fee again.
no. Not if they still have it. So, new to us, so we could change it in a year too, but I think it's just a starting point for now.
I move to approve the student fee schedule for 2026-27 as presented.
Sam. All those in favor? Okay. Next meeting will be budget. Buy your house if someone wants to buy it. Take a break. Real quick. We'll take a 5-minute break. Work session. Shut out.
Like schools are just.
Might make sense, and then he can go on his way.
Personnel.
Yeah, or is it this? I think it's Wednesday. I know. I doesn't see
That
that.
was right. Half a dozen, one or the other, but then we can send him his way. Chris.
Jack.
Then I would just say that's the board. And Jeff, if you wanna.
You're gonna separate them.
Yeah.
Two items.
Yeah.
We were few in this.
That way, we'll do the first. I just. I'll have all this. There's gonna be.
Another person.
You got two.
Yeah.
One's the other's personnel.
I can say.
Yeah, maybe next.
Not that there's, I don't need names. But yeah.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
I just want to make sure I say.
right. So she's ready to take care of you. Yeah.
Hey, Chris, how do you? I think.
Right.
I admit it, then it'll just be questions, if you have questions for him, however long it's long as it takes.
Never run theirs, but it's coming up right.
You know, the secretary, I don't. Previously changed.
Yeah.
But you some fell off the back.
Pretty popular.
But Saturday, they probably broke both hips, her pelvic bone, and her ribs.
Redneck engineering.
Surgeon or something?
Oh, I said, I said, no, she's up. Yeah, today.
There with a no.
Oh, I don't know, section.
It was. Rod, use those old, use 10 on one hip and let the other one go. It's just the thing. I just like this little hand. This would heal on its own. That was well done.
You gotta get it. Not yet. I got my.
But she fell back. Probably this-
There's
That's
just
all
many.
I'm
Good thing I pulled it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something was wrong with her.
Yeah.
You know, all the things. Figured out.
Yeah.
This tractor's so old, I don't know if anybody else would. We just.
Yeah.
But she lost. She looks like. It also.
Do I need it?
Yeah.
But I could really probably eat
I
another.
said after this surgery, right, there's might be in the hospital and yeah, it's better. I said, we have a facility for 2 to 3 days. And they take 3 to 4 months after that. But she got the round of one. Don't look at her next.
Yes.
I think it's at least by Christmas. Yeah. 5 seconds, change their life.
Oh, yeah.
Less than James. Fell on the road. Broke both hips, pelvic bone, and everything. She had surgery. So she was speaking. I put a rod in her pelvic and in one hip. Don't let the other hip go for me to see if it's.
Yeah.
She's her wrist. She had its own. But it doesn't change.
Okay, I move we go to executive session to discuss personnel matters pursuant to non-elected personnel exemption in the KLMA. And the open meeting shall resume at 7:50. The executive session shall include the board, superintendent, council, Jacqueline, and Chris Cooper.
I'll declare a conflict of interest.
All those in favor?
How's it going?
Yeah.
Good report, probably the best I've seen in 32 years. So for our first one, it was really good. Normally, we don't get that much information. I've been here, I'm the dinosaur.
I like the history. Is it okay to just sit here?
It is fine to just sit here, but I'll tell you that will roll the whole time until I mean, it'll stay on the whole time, so they're hearing everything we're saying. You're not on camera right now. We used to have a little owl guy right here that showed the whole room, but it kind of crapped out. So we can sit here and work quietly or talk. It's on YouTube, but I'm gonna go out here and get a drink.
History, I've probably partake in hiring probably over 300 personnel. And been through 7 superintendents in 32 years. And in that 32 years, I've been on board between my kids, nieces, nephews, or related to me in some way, probably over 40 kids have been through this school district. Yeah.
You've been in a long time.
Yeah, I got on in 1994,
Okay.
so I've been here a while, but I live in Wakefield and
Okay.
my wife and I both went to school there, graduated there. We raised 3 boys and they graduated there. Now we got grandkids are getting ready to start. So,
It's fantastic.
yeah. Just try to keep it open is the main thing.
So I was able to visit Wakefield one day last spring.
Uh-huh.
I'm really excited to get out into the schools.
I know,
and
there's gonna
see
be so
them.
much, there's gonna be such a personnel change over down there that. Gonna have a new principal, a new sped teacher, a new counselor, a new science teacher in high school, new English teacher. Now our athletic director resigned tonight. Athletic director, PE teacher. Yeah. So, you know, it's kind of crazy. Yeah. But yeah, it'll be good. I think just give everybody a chance to get things going. It'll be pretty good. So. Yeah. My wife works in the office.
Oh, wonderful. So I probably met her.
You might have. She's the only one there. So.
Okay.
If you go down there during the week, she's there. She's the only 12 employees.
Wow.
So,
So she works by herself for part of the time.
yeah, trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of nice for her to sit there and be able to think without somebody going, hey.
Yeah, that's right. Get some things done that way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's true. That's true. So it'll be okay. But yeah, it's been quite the deal. So you guys still living over on the west side, man,
Yes, so,
apartment, we're at the west side.
so we actually sold our house.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So now you
Long term, the plan is this is the dream.
yeah,
Is to get some land.
yeah, yeah.
So somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
We do a lot of work in the east, I do a lot of work in the east.
Yeah.
Out Lake over. 2,000. Done probably 90% of it.
it's amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah.
They move pretty quick.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's kind of. They kind of choked themselves a little bit by their infrastructure and how their expansion isn't very, and the airport keeps them from going west. And
Mhm.
it's too bad that they can't, because if you go down that Keats Road, he does a pretty nice house. Yeah, they kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, that way. Careful. Certain times of year, a lot of deer. You'll see a lot of turkeys. Yeah. I go that way because it's can't drive as fast, but it's a little more peaceful driving than everybody buzzing around you on 24. As far as that goes.
I mean, my husband keeps saying you're going in the right direction because I'm coming this way in the morning and it's not as bad. I mean, there's still traffic,
Yeah.
but the traffic going to Manhattan is like one car after another.
Yeah, we get tied up in that traffic out there on 24. You're going east or west. Certain times of day, it's backed up, stoplight to stoplight.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
That one stoplight that's right by like where the water treatment plant is on 24, as you're coming in by McCall.
Oh, right there where you can turn by Wendy's.
Yes, before it's kind of by a little further back on 24 by the boy.
Oh, yeah.
That is such a dangerous, I don't know what it is about, but it's like there's one stop.
Well, they added that one. They added that one on Levy Drive by Griffith Lumber. There's 2 of them in 100 yards.
Yes.
And I think they did.
It's dangerous. I've seen so many.
I saw a gal run a red light there today.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think it was because that the city has that stuff on them, and so they can get their people. Yeah, yeah. I've seen it backed up from the short stop on 24 to the Purple Wave stop sign. Yeah, there's times a day that it's pretty bad. You know, to even go the other way, you can't. Then they've had that Highway 24 out there north where they put the roundabouts. They've had it torn up, so I'd hope they would get it open too.
Yeah.
As long as they don't put one up Marla, it'll be okay. I'm kind of curious how the new McDonald's is gonna do, they built them. Let's get in and out there might be a trick.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, I was kind of surprised that that was. Somebody must have saw something. That'll be 3 of them.
right.
And,
And 2 of them were so close to each other.
yeah. I think they're trying to serve the people that are living north of the lake,
Mhm.
so they'll have to come home, which I can understand. Or K-State games.
So that they'll do okay.
Yeah.
My 14-year-old seems to think that when he can drive, he's gonna go through the Saturday. I think he will need to get a job.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, that's true. I think we've ate at every possible restaurant there is.
Next one, fun.
Yeah, there are. There's a couple of them, maybe, pretty favorite, but few you've gone in, everybody talks about Mexican.
Do you have a favorite here in Clayton?
There's only one here, Mexican for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we have one in Wakefield too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you have a favorite restaurant?
here,
Uh-huh. And it
it's getting less and less. I mean, Mexican's good, but they just reopened the Pizza Hut out there and got buffet and everything. You go there and eat a salad. Yeah, it was shut down. Wow. Got a good Subway. The Subway is good out here. There was a deal on Lincoln Street, I think it is, but it's called 1524 Brew House, but it shut down. Somebody else is going to open it up,
Okay.
so it'll be something new.
Yeah.
Wendy's, of course.
Yeah.
I think they had Papa John's Pizza or Lunch Brothers or something in the short stuff.
I've hit the Wendy's a few times and the ladies here keep laughing at me and saying that they need to take me around so I can
Find
find it, but there are other places.
Well, just right back over here, if you would go right to the corner and go left, you'd run right into the Mexican restaurant, going up to
Okay.
Clay Center High School. It's right on the corner. It's part of the little motel corner. Yeah. In Wakefield, we didn't have anything for a long time because our restaurant closed, but we have, our local bar has a pretty good food.
Also, I've heard.
And then
What's the name of that place?
Susie Q.
Yes.
And then we have a little coffee shop, breakfast, donut deal called the Bomber Grind.
Okay.
It's just right there in that little deal by the bank. And then the Mexican restaurant. And then they have Hunt's Brothers Pizza and Shortstop. So that's about our options there. So, but the little Bomber Grind, they serve sandwiches, breakfast bowls. They get donuts sent down there from this tasty pastry here in town. So
I've heard great
options,
things
yeah.
about tasty pastry.
If somebody offers you a nut roll, don't turn it down.
Okay.
As far as that goes, but
I've heard so many things about the little fork in the road.
yeah,
And
over there by
they're-
Raleigh.
Uh-huh,
Yeah,
and there's
that's-
cinnamon,
yeah.
so I happened to stop there on Friday
Get your kids up.
and brought some cinnamon rolls. And
Yeah.
very inexpensive.
And they're good, and they're good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them for $5. I was very
My wife
impressed.
goes over there and buys stuff.
They have all kinds of fresh fruits and veggies, like
Yeah.
just,
See, we have our Dollar General, actually, you could probably go grocery shopping at the Dollar General, get about anything you need.
that impresses me. I didn't realize at Dollar General, some of them have
Yeah.
fresh fruits and veggies until
One
actually,
in Riley's probably even better than,
that's what I heard.
yeah. But with our campground down there, a lot of them campers don't drag stuff with them, they just go to the Dollar General.
Yeah.
So, which just works out.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's our little town's pretty small, but it's quiet.
Yeah.
Except for in May through September, it gets a little robust with all the campers.
Mhm.
So,
Next time you show me how many I visited, when I visited, that you literally could see the beach just down the street from the school.
yeah,
Just so cool. It's like you have a science project right
Right
there,
there.
like,
go get a scoop of that
so
water.
many fun things with the
Go get a
students.
scoop of that water and pour it on a petri dish and see what goes. You'll be surprised.
I just think
Yeah.
that's really cool.
Yeah. There's the town was moved. The town of Wakefield actually sat down there on a camper
Okay.
before they put the lake in. In 1962, the governor of Kansas was a guy named Bill Hayden. And he lived in Wakefield. And he said he was gonna put that dam in for economic purposes, but the Corps is a Corps lake. Well, the Corps says it's a water retention facility, and everybody says, no, it's an economic impact facility. But he flooded his own family farm when that happened, when they put that in. But the post office in Wakefield is named after him, the highway is named after him, so somebody was upset too.
Yeah.
But that would, and Wakefield's got pretty decent streets, curb, gutter and everything, because the government came in and moved,
Okay.
did all that and moved it, and then they rerouted the state highway. It didn't go through the middle of town before,
Okay.
so that all happened in the sixties. So, but I've seen in 1993, the lake was high enough that they just had a motor grader taking driftwood off that bridge. We got a picture down there in Wakefield, a guy standing on his pontoon hanging onto the rail of the bridge.
Wow.
That's how high the water was. So, I don't know, it's a kind of a neat little town. It's got a lot of history, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just painted, we own a building down there, we rent out weddings and party things. And we had a gal paint a mural in there. We put a bunch of historical stuff as part of the mural. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Explore.
Check it out. That's, but, she was the art teacher up at Clay Center High School for 30 years. But she grew up and lives in Wakefield.
Is that?
No, she just did it. She came in one night and I said, hey, this is what, I had a windmill head, a real windmill head hanging on the wall. And I said, I just want you to paint some legs on that. And we'll do something, figure out some ground or something. She goes, no, if we're gonna do it. I said, okay, let's put Andy that sits over there, his dad's great uncle built this barn south of Wakefield back in 1910. Well, we got it drawn in there. We got a historical church that's in Wakefield drawn in over here, and the water tower, and we have a W. If you come across the bridge, there's a W made of rocks on the hill. Put that in there in the co-op, and she painted the causeway going from one side of the room clear across the other to the other side. But then she painted legs of the windmill, and we put the windmill head back up there. Yeah, it turned out. She spent a month in there painting. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So,
What's your venue name?
Skinoli's angle. Yeah, it's about 6,000 square feet. Yeah, and we do well. We got a K-State's using it Wednesday, doing some kind of noxious weed. I think it's a college class for summer kids. They used it last year and they did something. They ended up out the Arboretum, but about 75 college kids showed up. And I think that was, hey, you got to take this if you want credit.
Yeah.
But they're using it Wednesday, and we have weddings and we have a Pheasants Forever banquet in there. Our high school until this year had used it for prom the last 5, 6 years. Yeah, it's about 2 blocks from the school. But it's worked out pretty good.
Can be fun to explore.
Yeah, drive around town, check things out. We got a deck on the back of that building that's 60 feet long, 16 foot wide with a roof on it. But you can sit on it and see the lake.
Nice.
Yeah. You guys will have to come over. It'll be after school starts. About the second week, after the first week of school, we have our town celebration. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we have 4 bands playing on Saturday. We have a car show. We got a comedy magic show on Friday night for the kids. And then we do a lip sync contest, and then we do we show a movie for the kids. And it's kind of neat. Our town, they have our car show. We get about 100 cars in the car show, stuff like that. But we got an 80s band coming from Topeka for Saturday night.
Fun.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, oh, I'm gonna play a little music from back when I was. They go 80s. I said. Yeah. So Yeah, it's kind of crazy. June, Jack, the first to the school district, she was a math teacher. She kind of came through the ranks.
She's telling me she was. She's
Oxford.
Long.
Yeah, the school's not open. We had three outlining: Green, which is north, Morganville, which is west or north, kind of north, up Highway 15, about 5 miles out of town. And then we had down Longford is, if you go to go to Wakefield from here, you would go south another 3 miles and then go west about 11 miles.
Okay.
That's where we had a school, a great school there. Actually, at one time there was a high school and everything there. And but they have a Longford rodeo Labor Day weekend. It's national PRC Day rodeo. It's a big rodeo. But yeah, that since I've been on the board, we closed all three of those outlying schools. So it's just it's, opportunity, some of the other things, but the school in Morganville is probably the nicest one. I think somebody owns it, and they use it for a venue.
Okay.
They rent it out and stuff, and use it. Gymnasium. That's some big old arched beams, wooden beams and stuff in it. Green is tied in with, they actually have a little Christian school in Green that's tied in with Full Hills Christian out Van Ann, which is, that school is north of, like Dare is out on. But they're, I don't know how many kids go over there, probably 20 or 25, maybe not that many, but they got a few that go. It's called Green Christians. And the one in Longford, they were using it for training. Like they had big training things down there for a while. The guy bought it from the city because we gave it to the city, and he bought it, turned it into a canine dog, police dog training deal. They would set up scenarios in different classrooms and stuff. Yeah, but then people moved away, and I'm not for sure even who owns it. But I was down there a couple weeks ago doing something. Walked back behind that school. There's the softball fields, the bleachers, the home plate and the bleachers were built into the side of the hill behind the school. And it sits down in the hole. I mean, they're all weathered, but they're still there. It's kind of cool. Yeah. But that was our farthest out main school. But we got kids that ride a bus from Industry, which is county line, going south. So from Clay Center, it would be 18 miles south, little town down there. The middle of the town is Clay County this side, Dickinson County this side. If you live on the wrong side of the street, you gotta apply as an out of district. Even though we got a bus that goes right there. Yeah. So kind of interesting. That's kind of how we're gonna be with building what we've taken up there. Whatever kids want to come this way. So
Is that still, do we know yet?
what's that?
Do we know yet, right? Those kids are all gonna end up going? We'll find out more.
I think this enrollment will tell us, as far as that goes. But that school district was Miltondale, but then on the other side of Highway 81, about 6 miles. So then it's probably 25 miles on west was a little town of Glasgow. Well, they were combined for sports, but had separate.
Interesting.
I refereed high school football for 34 years. We go out there, it'd be homecoming, which they were together for sports, called Southern Cloud. Well, they'd have a homecoming queen from Miltonville and a homecoming queen from Glasgow. Okay. But yeah, I think they went 1 year, they closed their high schools and middle schools, and went 1 year with their elementary, but you couldn't just sustain it, which is understandable.
Middle school kids are
Already established.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'll be some grades, I think 30 or 40 grade school kids. And a lot of them, I think a lot of that was, oh, I got a high school kid going here, I'm gonna send my second grader along with him. You know, I can see that happening.
Yeah.
We got a little town in Milford that talked about possibly closing the school at that. Which is Gary County School District.
Yeah.
Well, there's like 60 kids in that. K-5. They close that, the majority of them probably got one way. It's because they're there for a reason, they don't want to go jump suits, which is understandable. Yeah. But small town. And it's kind of like Bigville, it's a lake town, it's big in the summer and collapses in the winter, which is. In our town, it's always been transient because of the military, which is understandable. So you may have a whole bunch of kids one year and not very many the next, and then the next year you might be right back where you were 2 years. So. I think they're out of time. Yeah, yeah, I understand.
But anywhere between 7 and showing, so anytime between 7.
My wife, she's been going at 6, so she can get off. Have
Yeah.
Fridays off.
Yes, it's very nice. I like that there's a little flexibility in
Yeah,
the summer
yeah.
because.
She doesn't have vacation. The month of June, she only worked 2 days a week.
Yeah,
Eat it up,
good for her.
yeah.
Yeah.
She owns a beauty salon, and she's gonna close it at the end of this year. But she's been cutting the hair for 45 years.
Wow.
Since since 1980, she went to cosmetology school in Savannah.
Wow.
When she graduated high school, she's been cutting hair. So, yeah. I told her, I said, you're really serious about that? She was, yeah, I'm done to do the year. I said, good, because I'm turning your beauty salon into my office. It's on the end of our house. Yeah, I'd give her a hard time about it. That's a lot of snips.
Right. She's got a lot of talents.
Yeah, I don't doubt that. Say. Yeah, we actually have 2 positions down there that go Wakefield and kind of Balford and then almost to Idana, which is west of here. Takes the whole southern part of the county, but Dave and I represent that area.
Okay.
And then Linda is north of Clay. Tracy's the at-large.
Okay.
Jason, he lives up by the hospital, so he's gotta be like the north and east.
Okay.
And Annie's in the middle.
Okay.
And Shanna's in the town or the southern part of town. They got wards. I think there's 4 wards in the city of Clay, so they kind of match up. But then you got to take some of the outlining areas that cover some of that as far as that goes. And it always changes because population. and taking on that out there kind of changed things. I don't know how many people live in when we took over, you know, it's just takes a few, like they were talking earlier, and just load that absentee thing. It just takes one or two students to skew that pretty, you know, especially if they're smaller classes. I have two of them that live close here. One lives down in Mountain Ridge. Yeah, he runs an internet cable company that goes from Mound Ridge, well, almost just outside of Wichita, clear to Salina, up down I-35. And then my daughter-in-law's a first grade teacher in Mound Ridge. I got three kids. So then I have a, where you turn on Highway 15 south of town here to go to Wakefield, that house right on the corner there. That's my middle son lives there, him and his wife. And then my younger son lives in that same section, but catty corner back to the north. So my wife is, her dad, they own a lot of farmland between Wakefield and Clay. Our kids went, well, we're gonna build on here. I said, okay. But my middle son and his wife had a wild game bird farm south of Wakefield.
Trying to think, isn't there a farm that gives you come in?
Yeah, on over here when you come in on 24,
That's
that's another one. Yeah, no, they have 160 acres of controlled shoot, and then they got pheasant and chuckers they raised. Last year they raised about 45,000. But he also works with me every day too. So I told him, you do it while you're young, because when you get my age, you won't want to do both.
right.
Yeah, and then my youngest son, he has an excavator that he digs for people and stuff, and then he has a lawn mowing business that he mow 100 yards. And then him and his father-in-law had 140 calves. Yeah. Well, you're brave. Yeah, we have 7 grandkids. The oldest is 12 and the youngest is 3 weeks. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. Lots happen. So that's what I tell my wife. I said, our oldest son got married 13 years ago. Matter of 13 years, we got 3 new houses and 7 grandkids.
It's crazy how fast.
Yeah. They all got, we did something right. I said, they all got jobs. We got we got the good daughter. So
Nice.
it's, everybody gets involved. It's pretty good. So. Say you're doing executive session, everybody to the audience, they're gone. Yeah. And what's your husband do in the summer?
So he is doing all kinds of just odd jobs. So like right now he's helping, do you know the guy that owns poultry gathering?
Yeah.
So he's helping Tim, he grew up with Tim.
Oh, yeah.
They've known each other since they were
Wow.
teeny tiny. So they've been putting together on different places. So they were, I think, down in Ashland Bottoms.
Oh, yeah.
Wondering on a new shop for someone. And then he is helping someone with some remodeling, so he's installed cabinets.
Oh, wow.
And then put trim in and hung doors
Oh,
on
jeez.
this property for this friend of his.
Well, good.
And then, yeah, he's getting ready to do like a screened in porch for someone, like just all
Odds and
kinds of
ends,
things that
stuff.
people have reached.
Keep him busy though.
That's exactly right. And he's been taking the 14-year-old along with him, so he's been learning all kinds of things, much to his dismay.
Yeah. Get your shoes on. Let's go.
Yeah. He would prefer, it's funny because he has
a blister on the bottom of his toe, which I'm sure is from, they do that 50/40s at Hazeltree and Manhattan High. It's their tradition. So they
Yeah.
had their first 50/40s the other day, and he came home.
Blister on his toe.
Blister on his toe. So now it's like, he can't walk. Oh, buddy, you're gonna have to push through. He's
Yeah.
like, I can't just push through. I'm like, yes, you can. You
That's
can't, you
great.
have to. He's like, but if my toe falls off, your toe's
No,
not
you're
off, you're gonna be fine.
Put a big Band-Aid. That's good.
That's what last night we wrapped it all up because he keeps thinking that he's putting a pin in it to try to drain the fluid. Don't do that. So last night we wrapped it up and put some antibiotic ointment on it. So we thought we get the fluid.
Yeah. Well,
This is hard.
We're not done.
You're not.
No, we're gonna extend, got 4. Yeah. Where we extend executive session till 8:20.
Second.
What's the favorite?
another 30. Let's see if I can find me something to eat.
I know, I said to Ingrid, I said, I'm disappointed Joy's not here with the snack.
How's your house coming?
Good, we got drywall coming this week, so that's exciting and it'll look so much different with the drywall on.
Yeah, it will definitely.
Yeah,
Good.
set some tubs this weekend, so it's looking more like a
Looking more like a house.
home, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Oh, did you see our new water setup?
I did. That's what I
Isn't that
said.
nice?
Now you need to get that other thing there.
Exactly. I was so impressed.
Yeah. Oh,
He came out of that office, and I need to run out and see who it was, what time.
the internet, a good tenant is charged with listing landlord's home. That's crazy. Wait a minute. Even the Seattle Seahawks were sold. Football team. 9.4 billion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have ordered a pizza.
Or something. Anybody going to this KSB thing?
Tracy told me he is so far. All I've heard. How about you?
No,
Mhm.
probably won't.
Have you went in the past?
I have.
Did you used to go?
Huh?
Did you used to go?
Yeah, I went to quite a few of them at one time, and then we used to go to the national convention a lot,
Oh, wow.
but we haven't done that. I think the last person to go to national might have been Mike Folks and Brad
Mhm.
Mason, because it was in Denver, Colorado. I think they drove out there. But we've been in San Diego, San Francisco.
Wow. Didn't
New
even
Orleans.
know.
New Orleans. One time I think 5 out of 7 of us to the national, was in San Francisco,
Wow.
took all our spouses with them. That was back when Gene Fremont, Lamont Harker, Nelda Flourish, Ernest Swanson. Me. Us, been fun. Went to New Orleans to the national convention. Orlando got one win. Some of those deals, you'd be surprised at people they had for speakers. At those school conventions.
Mhm.
Like they'll have a general assembly and there might be 2,500 people in the room. Henry Winkler come out talking about public education.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. it
What
is.
do you know?
Yeah. I think we went to San Diego one time. It was Lon Hardner, Lyndon, Roy Henry, Sheldon, Ern and Susan Simmons. Yeah, we went quite a few places. I should go to that one in Wichita. My sister-in-law would probably be there. She's an assistant superintendent at Goddard.
Yeah.
And give her a hard time with it. Of course, her mom passed away 2 months ago. And we're going to a funeral Friday, but her dad passed away this week. 2 months apart.
That's tough.
Yeah. And so we're gonna drive to Pittsburgh, Kansas Friday. He's high school. 32.
You want all the connections.
Not really. Just too big a family.
I hear you. There's no such thing. It's funny when I sat out here, and then I was the board clerk, and so then I got on the board clerk listserv. And I'd see stuff come through, and all of a sudden I saw Cheryl Zeller. I thought, well, that's my aunt's name. And then I'm like searching around, I'm like, Dad, does that Cheryl work
That is
for
my-
the school? Yeah, it was. I was like, hey, I'm gonna ask you all my questions.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a daughter-in-law that teaches first grade in Mound Ridge, and I have a niece that's a special ed teacher in Camp Galva School District. I have another niece that's a 5th grade teacher in Gary County. So, yeah. I was telling Erica earlier, I said, since I've been on this board, there's probably been 40 kids go through this school district that were related to me.
Yeah.
So. Bet you're bouncing all over.
Well, Andrea got that at one point. For her posture, maybe? And then when I was pregnant, I stole it. And cause she was, I don't know, she had decided, I think it had rolled out from under her a couple times and she was like,
I'm good.
yeah. And so I had stole it while I was pregnant for a while, cause that was comfortable to sit on it. Now it's over there. I forgot if we even had it. I might have to snag it back. It'll do you some good for your back. Forgot all about it. It is a little bit of a hazard. But the ball comes off. You could always take it off the wheels.
Oh, there's wheels on it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's how the falling happened.
nice. List the person notes that.
Yeah. Fun, huh?
Yeah, looks like it. Must be really heated discussion. Yeah. Thanks.
Move to extend executive session till 8:33.
Second.
Those in favor? You.
Yeah, everybody but one person in here?
Yep, everyone's in here.
Oh, they were, okay, good. Hello?
They might say 80% for the.
Like they like to. I don't want it to be light at 8:30.
You back? All right, I move to direct the superintendent to suspend the employee from the first executive session for 1 week without pay and implement it.
Second.
Those in favor?
Is that everybody, but Jeff?
Opposed?
Good show.
Or, yeah, yeah, abstain. On the personnel,
Did you want to discuss it all before we? I move to approve the personnel report, including supplemental updates as presented.
second. On this favor? Opposed? Do we adjourn?
Again.
Favor?